friend, Stephen Brown. This is the show with Stephen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Stevie B, has entered the chat. Oh my God! What's going on, guys? It's Jeff Fu, professional shitbag signing in from my mother's basement. False! I'm Stevie B, aka Daddy Cool, and I'm the host of Weeb World. Welcome to Weeb World, the subsection of Breaking It Down with Brown, my internet talk show that I do live here every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch. Usually we talk about random pop culture, video games, news, whatever. But on Weeb World, when the border is blue, we are talking specifically about anime. I have finally done it. I'm very tired. The Stevie is eepy. I'm a little sunburned. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. And it's been a while since we had a Weeb World episode, but I'm here to tell you I finally watched every show this season. Every season 1 this season, not sequels, we'll get into that. And that's 33 shows. And that's excluding all the children's cartoons, the little tiny stuff, but 33 anime I watched at least one episode or more, usually around 3 of, and I can give you my definitive mid-season lineup right now, what you should watch, what you shouldn't watch. All right. So, last season, to give you a frame of reference, last season, there was 18 shows on the final list, the final ranking list of shows that I watched to completion. There was 18 shows. There's 33 shows on this list, with the list starting with the probation section, which we'll get into, starts at 22 shows. I don't know the full number of shows from last season. I didn't count. But I know that it was definitely nowhere near this amount. This season was huge. This season was a massive pain in the ass. Let's take a look here at this season. Our first show. We're going to start with all the stuff. We're going to start with everything that I've dropped in no particular order. We're just going to go through the drop list, okay, of the things that I watched, did not like, and I don't think are worth watching for the most part, at least for me. Let's go ahead and excuse me. I'm trying to get rid of this. Boom, there we go. Okay, let's move my big dumb head into the corner. There we go. Alrighty then. Let's take a look here at our first show, My Clueless First Friend. This show, I watched, I think it was one episode. I didn't put the numbers down for my drops of how many I watched. I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes of this. It just was not doing it for me. This was one of the first shows I watched this season as well, back when it started. It just was not doing it for me. A big part of anime as a visual medium for me is the visuals. And the characters in the show, they have these weird fucking mumpy-ass looking faces. They're gross. I'm not a fan of it. Not into it at all. We can move on from that. If you like it, that's fine. I know I didn't give it too much time, though. I think I only watched 1 or 2 episodes and I was out. Kizuna no Alel. It's another show that is not, I don't think anyone should watch. It's not worth your time. It's one of those CGI shows. It was bad. I don't even remember what it's about. Story about the bond between girls. Kizuna AI appeared like a common in the virtual world, becoming massively popular. Blink of an eye. Highest honor of Virtual Grid Awards. Blah, 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 blah. I think it had something to do with music or something. It was bad. Opus Colors. Opus Colors is one of those, they always have these boy, I'm assuming it's for teenage girls or something, or middle school age girls, whatever they have in Japan, whatever, they call their schools. Opus Colors is one of those boy music anime where it's boys that are singing, and they're basically like a J-pop group, K-pop group, whatever. I knew that this is something I knew going in. I knew from looking, you can tell from looking at it, I knew I wasn't going to like it, but I still did my due diligence and watched 1 episode, and it was bad. There was some awkward CGI for the music bit. Up next, Summoned to Another World for a Second Time. This, for me, I didn't even make it through the first episode of this, I think. It was just it was too basic isekai. It's person isekai to another world, but they had been there before, and now it's their whole class, but they've already been there before, so they're already powerful and already know the rules, already have a life there and shit. Up next, Run for Money, Great Mission. I kind of wanted to watch this. I think I might have thrown this on my on hold instead of dropped because it's a bad show, but it's like entertainingly bad. They like race and for money, and they have these guys in suits that chase them and tag them basically, and the announcer speaks in English and goes, "Run for money." It's really goofy. I think I watched 2 or 3 episodes. I watched a couple, and I was like, and this was in the beginning of the season as well, so the first thing I watched, and I was like, I know I can't stick with this because it will be detrimental to my mental health to watch this amount of shows, so I gotta move on from this. But you know what? It is what it is. I think it's a drop, though. I don't think anyone should be. I don't know. I mean, you probably have fun with it. Alice Gear, Aegis Expansion. This one kind of confused me. I think it's tied to a property that already exists. But again, it just wasn't doing it for me, if I remember correctly. Because this is over a month ago when I watched these couple shows or stuff I dropped pretty early on. I believe it was like kind of like a Magical Girls situation, which I like Magical Girl anime, but this was not cutting it for me. It was not holding on. Marginal Service. This one is iffy for me. I can't remember. I may have threw this on my on hold instead of dropped. This is something I would now, just with the nature of how many shows there are this season and me trying to keep up with making videos and stuff, this show had to go. Stuff has to go. This show, there's nothing wrong with it. It's pretty basic. I'd like to go back and see if they do an English dub. It'd be easier to watch. It's basically like, imagine like Power Rangers or something, but like they fight aliens and protect the world from aliens. They're like secret police, and they dress up like construction workers, and that's their way of getting of hiding the fact that they're dealing with aliens. They tell people they're working on construction so they can blow stuff. It's funny, like they blow stuff up, whatever. They all have different weapons and they all have different outfits. They're different colors. It's kind of very Power Ranger-esque, which is right up my alley. I love that kind of shit, but there's just no room for it with the amount of shows. It's something that I would watch in English though for sure if there was a dub, because it'd be a lot easier. It'd be like easy listening. 2Q Crisis, perhaps my biggest letdown of the season so far. 2Q Crisis, I was really excited for it. It looked super cute. In concept, it's about an alien who comes to Earth with the sole purpose of recon before the aliens destroy the world, you know. And she runs into a cat. She meets a cat and falls in love with the cat and, you know, decides I have to protect Earth and humans so that cats can continue to survive because she loves cats so much. And I watched, I think, 3 episodes, and it just sucked, dude. It's, you know, the first episode's cute for the concept. It happens with a lot of anime where the first episode is, you know, fun for sure. Check and stream there. Fun for sure. Cute concept, but, you know, it doesn't have legs to stand on, and it doesn't cut it as a full-length show. Could not hold on to that one. Otaku Elf, another one that I was upset about, just from concept alone. I was excited about this. I love medieval fantasy, and I'm an otaku myself. I love anime that focuses on otaku culture and kind of just revels in it kind of thing, you know, and being a loser who likes to watch bad Chinese cartoons. And Otaku Elf promised for a show, which it is a show, I guess, about she's 300 or 400 years old elf or something that lives at a shrine that is an otaku. And I watched 2 or 3 episodes. I was gonna give it more. I was like trying to let it win me over, and it was not cutting it. It was not working. The show focuses a lot on this, you know, normal teenage girl character that works at the shrine with her, and I wanted more of the elf, and there wasn't a lot of otaku stuff going on, in my opinion. It was just really boring. But that's another show I think I could hang with in English. A lot of this, and you're going to find, we're going to get to some stuff here. I used to be very heavy anti-dubs and was full subs, you know. but let's be honest, especially as a grown man who's busy and trying to keep up with all this stuff for an anime channel, for making anime content, and there's so much stuff to watch, I can't watch everything. And if something's in English, man, it's going to be a lot easier to get through because I don't have to devote all of my attention to reading the subtitles, and I can play a video game while I watch it at the same time, or I can, do whatever I need to do, work at the same time, whatever I need to do. And that's where this one kind of falls off. But at the same time, a good enough show, you're going to stick around for. And this just wasn't enough to hold it here. This is one of those shows that is a casualty of I just don't have the time for that. It's not terrible. Next one is kind of I just decided to drop it before stream. Galaxy Next Door. I watched a fair amount of this one. I think I watched 4 or 5 episodes, and it was in English as well. So, it kind of jumps that logic I was just talking about. If something's in English, it's easier to get through. This one was in English, and there just was nothing there for me. I love slice of life. I love romances, but it was just kind of void of any charm. It was too basic, too generic, too run-of-the-mill for me. Our last show that we have dropped is Stella of the Theater World Die Star. There is something here fighting for my attention. I watched 3 episodes, I think. It's a song show. I don't like stuff like that. It says tags, performing arts. They work at a theater. They're actresses. They do singing stuff. It is not something I'd normally watch, but there was a charm there. There was something that was kind of holding me over a little bit, but I ultimately decided that I really just don't have the time for that. Now we're getting into the next 22 shows. From 22, and I'll let you know when it ends, obviously, from rank 22 to 17 are my probation list. These are shows that I'm watching, but I'm thinking about dropping, and I've gone ahead and ranked these starting from here. This is rank 22. Why Ray Liana ended up at the Duke's Mansion. I'm at 3 episodes out of 12. I think I'm going to stick this one through. I genuinely think everything, for the most part, we'll see. For the most part, even things that are ranked higher than this could be different, but because this is going to change throughout the rest of the season. You're going to see here a lot of these shows are at different lengths how much I've completed than not, whatever, you'll see. Last season, I watched every show as it came out every day and kept up with everything. I'm not doing that this season. I'm taking it a lot easier with the bigger load of shows, and we're not keeping to a schedule anymore for the Weeb World uploads. It's just going to happen when it happens. But with this show, I watched 3 out of 12 episodes. It's in English, easy listening. She gets isekai to another world. It's a romance. There's some intrigue, whatever. But it hasn't won me over yet. But it's not a complete throwaway for me just yet. But I can say that I'm not like super enjoying it, but something says in my head I want to give it a go, give it another shot. Up next at 21 is Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. This is just like a show that came out last season. I can't remember the name of the show. I ended up dropping that show last season. About the same kind of thing. This show is about it's Beauty and the Beast. It's a monster king, beast king that gets a human slave girl as his wife, bride to be, whatever, and they wind up falling in love, whatever. They've already, within 3 episodes, they've already shown romantic opinions for each other, whatever. There's going to be 24 episodes. This is in English, makes it a little bit easier. What's winning me over here is like why I've still watched it is the character designs and stuff. The world isn't anything amazing. It's basic fantasy stuff, but I like the characters. I'm not a furry, but I like like his what do you call it? His royal advisor is like I forgot the name of it. A jackal, like an Egyptian jackal, kind of like Anubis. But he's not Anubis. Actually, I think his name might be Anubis. I actually think his name I don't even know. But it's like an Egyptian jackal, and it's cool. I like the design, And then there was like an episode where he takes her to like a ball or something, and all the monsters are grossed out because she's a human, and they're monsters, and they're prejudiced, whatever. But there was like all these horse queens and princesses, and it was just funny to me because for the most part, the characters are stylized and look like anthropomorphic animals, whatever. But then the horse characters were just normal horses' heads, not like real life horses, but drawn like normal horses' heads on body. It was just funny to me. So there's something there. There's a little bit of flavor there. Up next, I'm in 6 out of 24 episodes, Blue Orchestra. This one I'm watching in subtitled. I'd love to watch it in dub. I think it would win me over in dub immediately, probably. It's a slice of life. It's music-based. It's some drama. It's these kids in the orchestra club and all this stuff, whatever. But there's something... I've watched 6 episodes, but there's something missing. I've watched so much of it, but with a show that's 24 episodes, I find it easier to dip out 12 episodes in than like a show that obviously is only 12 episodes because you'll just finish it. So this one, I would say so far out of all of the shows on the probation list, even though it sits at rank 20 above a couple shows, I think this one's at the most dangerous point of being dropped. There's just something. I gotta sit my next seating when I usually watch a couple episodes in a seating. Next time I sit down and watch a show will be the definitive. For sure, I'll know for sure how I feel about it. Number 19, my one-hit kill sister. We're at 3 out of 12. This one is a very basic isekai show comedy. It's not amazing. It's in Japanese though. It's in sub, not dub. But again, if this was in dub, I would really be held over for it and keep it on the list for sure. But with it being in sub, it's just questionable if I want to give it my attention span and all that time. You know, it's not amazing. This one you could totally skip. I'm not going to recommend this one at all. But again, I will see how I feel after my next sitting with this one. Number 18. I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world 2. We're at 3 out of 13 episodes. I watched the first episode in sub. And around the time I watched this was the time I decided I was going to wait for all of these shows. And even though it made me behind in a lot of anime, I'm going to wait for the shows I knew were getting dubs, wait for them to get their dubs, to then watch them in English. So the first episode of this in subtitled, not interested at all. Didn't like it, but I said, you know what? I'll watch the second episode in English and see if it changes my mind. Watched episode 2 and 3. Very basic isekai, nothing special, but there was something enough about it, like especially when something's in English, it was competent enough that, you know, I have this routine where, it just flashed up to tell you my camera's on. Like, I know my camera's on. But I have this routine where, you know, I pick up my wife from work, we come home, she goes and showers and stuff, and while she's doing that, like, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, whatever, while she's going to the bathroom, getting washed up, changing, all that stuff, I watch a couple episodes of anime by myself in bed. It's kind of like my pre-dinner, like, relaxation time, where I find it the easiest to watch anime, and I can sit there and play an app game on my phone and throw on an English dub anime like this, for instance, and it was just, like, easy listening, got it done, you know, like, and I was like, you know what, I don't mind sticking around for a little bit more. We'll see where this goes. We'll definitely see where it goes. It's not something I'm crazy about, though. This one was weird. Number 17, Yuri is my job at 4 out of 12. I watched one episode. I dropped it. And I can't remember what made me go back to it. I went back to it just the other day and watched 3 more episodes. This is in sub only. Again, another thing that I would definitely stick around for in dub. But it kind of, like, out of the first 2 episodes were weak, in my opinion. And then the 3rd episode throws the drama in. The 4th episode continued it. It's at a teetering point right now where we'll make or break where the story goes, how much they lean into drama. Not that I want it to be a dramatic show. I don't know if it is a dramatic show. It says comedy shoujo ai, but so far there's nothing funny about it. It's definitely more dramatic slice of life stuff. And it's girl drama, you know, whatever. So I'm not sure if it's going to hold me over. To see where it goes after episode 4 is most important. To see what turn it decides to take. The art is competent enough. The show looks good enough. But again, with it being subtitled, it's a lot harder to hold my attention span. Now we're going to the confirmed shows. These are the shows I decided I would finish. I would completely watch. Which at any point I have the right to change my mind. But this is what I believe I will watch to completion as of now. The Cafe Terrace and its Goddess is at rank 16. With 5 out of 12 episodes. I did the same thing with Ayakashi Triangle last season. Ayakashi Triangle hasn't even finished, by the way. That shit's still delayed. I don't recommend this show. This is not a real show. This is your titty show this season. This is your ecchi show this season. It's I think this one was in English. I'm pretty sure. And I'm already 5 episodes in out of 12 episodes. I'm nearly done with it. I'm gonna finish it. I don't watch this one when anyone else is in my house because it's just a titty show. This is like I'm gonna hang out and watch a shitty show, but I kind of want to be turned on. Boom, Cafe Terrace. There's ass and titties. No nips, no slits though. Definitely not worth watching, but it's there. And I'm a man, so God help me. Number 15, The Aristocrats, Otherworldly Adventure. Not a good show. Actually, you know what's funny is that my wife, was in the room during this one night. I had it on when she came back, like I said, after my ritual where I watched my shitty anime before dinner. She came into the room, watched like half an episode, and she was giggling. I was surprised she liked it because she's pretty picky with anime and stuff. I watched 5 out of 12 episodes. It's in English. It's an isekai, normal isekai. It's not amazing, but I'm already halfway through. We're just going to finish it. This one is... this one might deserve... I was thinking about this when I was finishing up this list before jumping on. I think this one might deserve to be on the probation list, even though it's ranked higher than certain things. Ranked 14, Insomniacs After School, 3 out of 13. Another show where... Now that I'm thinking about it, it's better than the probation. That's why it's on here, because it's on here for a reason. It's better than the probation list. It's a good drama, slice of life. So far, 3 episodes in, but it's kind of hard to pay attention to for me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. If this was in English, it'd be a slam dunk. It'd be totally fine, just like Blue Orchestra. But it's just a little... missing something that maybe will show up here in my next sitting with it, but it's missing something here, and I can't place that right now. My Home Hero is probably the most interesting title this season, and what I mean by interesting is that it's definitely actually I just saw something that needs to be switched around here. But sorry, my eye. What's interesting about it is that your main character isn't a little girl, isn't a little boy. It's a grown, middle-aged man who's trying to protect a meek little middle-aged man, a loser. Not a loser. Well, he's got a normal... No, he's not a loser. He's got a good job. He's got a wife. He's got a daughter. I don't mean a loser. That's the wrong term. I don't mean loser as in he sucks at life forever. I mean more like he's going through a rut right now. Not that he lost his job or anything, just that his daughter's dating a Yakuza member who beats her. And then he goes to try and stand up for her, and he beats him, whatever. But he winds up killing him. That's not a spoiler. That's the first episode. And the show becomes him trying to cover up this murder. This show is in English as well on Crunchyroll. So very easy to watch. You know, if you're looking... This is going to be one of your... Is there more than... I'm trying to remember. Yes, okay. This is going to be, you know, people love the horror... not mystery, but... This is not really a mystery, but people like the horror, suspenseful, plot-driven shows with anime. This is one of those for sure. I think it's worth watching. I do recommend this one. I don't know where it's going to go. It's kind of the last episode. I've seen how many? 4 episodes? In the 4th episode, it takes another hard turn and kind of jumps the shark a little bit. So I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm not like, you know, it's not grounded in reality, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. It's definitely interesting, and it's cool to see something different. It's not an isekai. It's something different, and that's amazing. I think I'm more willing to watch shows like this than anything else because it's something different. Idolmaster, Cinderella Girls, under 149. The U149, under 149, meaning girls who are under 149 centimeters tall. Idolmaster, if you know Idolmaster, and I think I've seen, if not all, the majority of the series. Idolmaster is a killer moe girls series. They're a flagship title for this genre, and what I mean, it's not lolly bullshit. There's no weird fan service. It's not pedophilic. It's just what it should be, cute girls doing cute things. It's classic anime without any weird shit in the way, okay? It's like the epitome of slice of life. You get good character interactions. It's fun. It's cute. And I can't stress this enough. It's not creepy. Thank God. I can't stand that shit. How many have I seen? 4 out of 12. This one's in sub only, but man, it's easy listening. It's fun. This reminds me of, this kind of show is like what anime used to mostly be, if that makes sense. So it feels more like classic anime. I recommend, this is a spinoff of a spinoff. You don't need to watch anything to watch this one. I recommend, if you're interested in Idolmaster, check out, if not the original series, check out Cinderella Girls was the best series for sure. Again, not related to this at all, really. Okay, so right here I'm not remembering putting these two things where they are. I think I need to switch these around. So first we're going to jump over this one. Boom. Switching them around, okay? Dead Mount Death Play should be, I have it ranked here on my list 10, but it should be 11. Dead Mount Death Play at number 11 with 3 out of 12 episodes watched. This one's in English on Crunchyroll. This is super edgelord stuff. I'm only 3 episodes in, but it's kind of easy listening. It's easy to watch. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's not difficult to grasp. It's not difficult. I'm not expecting anything amazing out of it. It's not putting up a fight. Who knows where it could go? I don't know, but for now, it's just okay. And I think it's going to be pretty easy to slide through that one. Up next, The Dangers in My Heart. I'm at 7 out of 12. This is weird to think about, too. I'm at 7 episodes out of this one out of 12. This one won me over. I think it was after the first 3 episodes. I wanted to drop it. I was not feeling it, but I kept pushing. And it grew on me. This one grew on me. It's a slice of life comedy romance. And the main characters are cute. So it's not bad. There's something, it feels as though something is missing here. Oh man, we lost stream. We should still be recording. Ignore this part, guys. I'm sorry. The internet went down out of nowhere. My internet is terrible. It keeps doing this. But let's see if we can get stream back up. I'll continue, I think, though, because no one's watching stream. I just want to have it up to be up. We'll take an intermission, though, in between talking shows. I did some Uber driving today. I have sunburn because I'm so white. My arms and a little bit of my forehead, you probably can't see on my shitty camera, have been sunburned just from being in my car. That's how white I am. That's how inbred Irish I am. I'm like 100% Irish. My internet sucks. My internet does this all the fucking time. It's actually, I'm surprised my streams have never dropped before. Speaking of internet, something I wanted to talk about, but we're making this video completely Weeb World centered, anime centered, obviously, because I haven't done an anime video in a while. The PlayStation, if you play PlayStation, the PlayStation Network was down for about nearly 12 hours, I think 10 hours, something like that. It went down last night at like 1 a.m. and it came back today, sometime between 10 and 12. Let's see, connecting to chat. Does that mean, are we getting somewhere? My Wi-Fi symbol has disappeared. There we go. Welcome back. There we go. Okay. Internet's back on. Let's get the stream back up. Connection issues, blah, blah, blah. Issue was offline. Do I have to go start stream? All right. We're throwing her back up. Okay. Sorry about the intermission. Stream's back up. My damn internet. I've only been live for like 20 minutes and it goes down. All right. Let's see. Dangers in My Heart. As I was saying, there's something missing here. There's certainly something missing for me to really draw me in, but I can see a lot of normies really liking this one. There's nothing wrong with this one. I wouldn't say go if you're watching seasonal stuff. watch this. If you're just looking for anime to watch in general, you could pass on it. It's not a must-watch. It's nothing amazing. It's not something I think I'd really recommend to someone, a friend or on the street or anything. Unless maybe it wins me over here in the last half. Up next, Hell's Paradise at rank 9, 4 out of 13. This one's iffy. I watched the first episode in Japanese, and I didn't like it at all. It's very edgy. It's trying hard. I watched the next 3 episodes in English, and it's definitely a lot easier in English. But I'll tell you what, at least it's a little different. It's not an isekai. Shonen is... I'm getting older now. It's getting a little bit harder with shonen, but for the most part, I can watch any shonen and find something to enjoy about it. I like shonens. But it's at least it looks different, and there's some interesting characters, so it's not terrible. I'm hoping... I've known of this series for a while, and I was hoping maybe the manga's better. I was hoping this one would hit it out of the park for me. Hopefully it wins me over a little later on in the season when we watch some more episodes, but right now it is a little bit iffy for me. Number 8, I think from here, yes, I can say definitively from number 8 onward, the rest of these shows are shows that I actually really enjoy. Going with Yamada-kun, My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. I've seen 7 out of 13 of these. This one is in Japanese only, right? Yeah, subs only. And it's fun. It's a good romance. It's about, they play World of Warcraft together, or, an MMO that's like that, whatever. Very fun. It's not amazing, though. Let me stress that. I recommend this, but it's not amazing. But it's fun. I like romances like this. It's nice and soft, light, and fun. I'm hoping it really crushes it in this end half. Oshinoko at number 7. It's 3 episodes out of 11, but really it's 12 episodes, and there's an episode 0 that is 3 episodes in length. It's like an hour and a half long. Oshinoko, first of all, I like it. It's all right. I didn't like the manga. I dropped the manga. Back when it first started coming out, like the first month I was reading it. And I didn't think I'd like the anime as much, but I think it works better as an anime than a manga, in my opinion. This would definitely be a lot better in English. It's okay as a sub. The story is dumb, straight up stupid. I don't care what you think. This is getting so overhyped. I'm saying it's worth watching, but please stop acting like it's the best thing ever. We need to mitigate our levels of hype so that we don't hurt ourselves, people, okay? Y'all get so excited. You know what happens is that there's a new generation of anime fans every year. There's new people watching anime every year, and they only watch the new stuff. They don't have a good background on the classics, so they see something come out that looks pretty and, has blood in it, and they think it's amazing. It just simply is not that. It is just okay, folks. In the grand scheme of shows, sure, it might be like a better show this season. In the grand scheme of shows, when you look back at your anime list, when you've seen 1,000 episodes, it's going to be right in the middle, sandwiched between the bad and the good. You know what I'm saying? Again, and something I want to say about this, which a lot of anime do, that prologue episode shit where they call it an episode 0, and then they make the full length of the episodes like small or whatever. I think that's really stupid. It makes it harder to know what the episode 1 actually is, where to start for idiots and people, not idiots, sorry, but people who don't know, right? For people who don't know, if you're just looking it up or whatever and you want to watch it and you start on episode 1 and you kind of miss a bunch of shit, you don't know what's going on. Second, it fucks up your stats on MyAnimeList. Not that I care that much. I do like to see my numbers go up, but that's one. It was the length of 3 episodes, an hour and a half, but it looks like I'm minus 1 episode for like what should be. This sounds really dumb, but this is how my brain works. Instead of having 12 episodes added to the amount of episodes I've seen on my stats, which I'd like to see that number go up in general, just how many episodes of anime I've seen in general, it's 11 instead of 12. But I wasted an hour and a half of my life on it. So, where's my +1? I know, it's a small gripe. It's a small gripe, but I've been watching anime this way and caring about the numbers since I was a kid. Rokudo's Bad Girls, 5 out of 12. I love this show. It's a cute little comedy about a guy who's got a pentagram on his head that makes evil women, bad women, fall in love with him. So he's got a harem of girls who are like the school bullies and delinquents and stuff. And it's fun. colorful, nice character design in that way, like the art design or whatever. Nothing too crazy, whatever. But it's funny, it's cute. I like it. It's a little different. I like stuff like this. It feels more like old school anime, the kind of stuff you'd see back in the day for the most part. At number 5 is Legendary Hero is Dead. I've only seen 2 out of 12. This one is in English, I'm pretty sure. I think I watched the first episode in Japanese and the second episode in English. This show is fun. It's about a guy who... the legendary hero, it's in a fantasy world. Whoever the legendary hero is, like imagine like Link from Zelda, dies, and this guy accidentally killed him because he had a pitfall trap. This isn't a spoiler. Had a pitfall trap in his front yard, and the guy walks into it and dies. And he's not supposed to be, he's supposed to be the guy that saves the world. So a necromancer who was a traveler with him puts the guy's spirit into the legendary hero's body. And it's a zombie. He decays over time and shit, and he's all gross and whatever. But it's funny because they have to act like the legendary hero still exists to give people hope and all that stuff. It's funny. It's a good time. There's some ecchi in there too. If you want to see some ass and tits, no nips, no slits though. There you go. All right. This next one is a sleeper hit, number 5. Working for God in the Godless World, 4 out of 12. This one's in English as well. I believe it was the first episode in Japanese and the next 3 in English. The show's funny, dude. It's a isekai type stuff. This guy's family is part of a cult. The kid dies. When he wakes up in the other world, the god that his family prayed to and stuff in the original world and normal world is there at his side in the new world. And he starts his own nation, his own village, and is kind of building up his own. I like watching. I like what I talked about isekai farming life or whatever last season. I like watching how he grew his village, and this year watching him grow his faction kind of thing as well. Not as tightly as the other one. It's a lot more character driven and not really plot heavy, but character interaction driven. But it's got some funny animation and editing stuff. Like when they're farming, whenever they're like, okay, let's go farm or whatever, it'll show a clip of real people on tractors with the anime characters' heads superimposed over it, and that's fucking funny, and it catches you off guard, and it's fun, okay? Number 4, no surprise here, Mashal at 3 out of 12. This one is Japanese only, sub only right now, which I'm sure will get a dub at some point. This is your next Boku no Hero Academia, your next more closer to One Punch Man, something like that. It's like the show is, what if Harry... I read the manga as well, but the premise is, what if Harry Potter wasn't gay and was cool? And it makes fun of the fact that everyone has magic except for the main character, Mash Van Dread, the main character, doesn't have magic. He's like the only guy who doesn't know how to do magic and can't do magic, but he's One Punch Man. He's super strong. So anything you would need magic to do, whatever, he can make happen. Like there's a test he has to take to get into magic school or something, a written test, and the whole point is that the letters are moving and stuff, and you have to use magic to make the letters stop and form on the page how they should be, so you can take the test. But he just stares at it, like so angrily or whatever, with so much intensity that the letters get scared and go where they're supposed to be. That's funny. It's good situational comedy. It's fun. It's light. It's easy. Definitely will be a killer in English. Would love to watch it in English. Heavenly Delusion, 4 out of 13. At number 3. Watched 4 episodes of this. This one's in English on Hulu, surprisingly enough. And this is your Promised Neverland horror plot-driven show that people love. So I see this one getting big because people love their horror plot-driven anime. Not much I can say other than fun, interesting world. It's not boring. It's easy to watch. And truly, I have no idea where it's going or what's going to happen, so I look forward to unraveling the mystery. My number 2, 3 out of 12 episodes watched, Japanese only, sub only, Skip and Loafer. This is how you do slice of life romance, comedy, whatever. It's easy to watch. It's easy to keep my attention. The colors, the art, the animation, it's all soft and accessible and just makes you feel nice watching it. And it doesn't waste your time. There is always immediately character interaction and things going on, and it feels like it's progressing. Only 3 episodes in, though, of course. Definitely fun to watch. I recommend this to anyone. My number 1, which is going to be really hard to top, and I don't know. Right now, I feel like this may just win this season for me. We'll see. I've only seen 4 episodes out of 12. Japanese only, sub only, Magical Destroyers. Maho Shoujo Magical Destroyers. This is a show about the government, wants to destroy otaku culture, and they're kind of like these robot people things, and they try to they destroy Akihabara and all that stuff, and outlaw otakus and wrinkle them up and all that stuff, and they destroy anime, manga, physical stuff, all that stuff. And there's a guy, the main character, Otaku Hero, and his 3 magical girls, blue, pink, and red, who are fighting against the oppressive government that wants to stop otaku culture. The OP, I'm very picky when it comes to anime music. I'm not like the kind of person that's like, anime music's so good. No, the OP, the ending song, all that stuff is great with this show. It's catchy. I love it. I love the vibes of the show. It's super cool, and it's very reminiscent of Adult Swim anime. It's very reminiscent of specifically Fooly Cooly, and I believe it was, I could be wrong. I want to say, I'm pretty sure it's made by the same people, worked on by the same guys that did Gurren Lagann. I think some Fooly Cooly in there as well, if I remember. I knew I looked it up and read something about it before, and then posted about it, and then completely forgot about it. But this one, you have to watch. I'm recommending this to everybody. I'm telling all my friends and family that watch anime, you gotta watch this now. You gotta watch this. This show is amazing. I tried to keep it kind of like vague last season, so that when we do the final rankings list and award show at the end of the season, that you'd be surprised, but I really don't see anything topping this. It would have to drop off pretty hard. We'll see. This show is amazing. It is literally, I've been watching Parks and Recreation. It's literally the best show this season. Let's take a look at my big dumb face. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and sticking through the internet drop. If you did, remember to hit like and subscribe, baby. Please help me out. If you're wondering where the anime content is on this channel, if this is your first time watching my channel and you want to know when I do anime content, there is a playlist that says Weeb World on it. I have playlists made for everything. It's neatly put together. You can see all my anime content. I used to do weekly anime videos, but now I do 3 main videos, usually 1 a month, 3 main videos for each season. You're going to get the impressions list before I watch any shows, where I look at what's coming out that season and talk about my expectations, what I want to watch. Then you get the mid-season rank, where I take, after I've watched a little bit of everything, give you my ranking of where things sit at right now and how I like them, what is on probation for me, what I've dropped, stuff like that. And then when this season ends, when I've watched everything on my list, you'll get my ranking list, my final ranking list, where I tell you where everything fell in line, what I think the best show is, and I'll give out awards for the Inter-High Anime Awards, the Golden Weeb Awards, where we will take the best comedy, the best romance, the best isekai, whatever, and at the end of the year, after all 4 seasons of the year, we'll take all, let's say, the 4 best comedy shows, we'll put them up against each other, find out what the best comedy of the year is, find out what the best anime of the year is. I look very forward to that. It's going to be a big event, but the next video you can expect from me is probably going to be more than a month whenever I finish this season of anime, whenever I finish it. Actually, I'm sorry. You're going to get next season's impressions for what's coming out before you get the ranking list. The final award show rank list will come out after that. But they should come out closer to each other than you would see like this one is to the last video. The next season ranking list, or the next season impressions, and current season award show will be back to back, whereas the next season's impressions will be furthest from the mid-season ranking list, what we're doing right now. And that's the process I'd like to go forward doing that. I also stream as I stated in the beginning of the video, every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time on Twitch. I do Breaking It Down with Brown, or sometimes Weeb World. Breaking It Down with Brown, you can see on my channel as well, are the green thumbnails. That's when I talk about anything else. Weeb World will always be a blue thumbnail like this. As well as Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific time is my video game stream, where I record my Let's Plays, which you will see pop up on the channel from time to time. So I just kind of post them whenever. Everything, like I said, is neatly in playlists, though. Go check out the playlist if you want to watch some of my content. If you like this video, I appreciate you sticking around through the end. I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers by my birthday, June 18th. Today is May 26th. So I'd like to be at 100. I'm only at 91 now, but I'm so glad someone else subscribed last week. I was like, oh, I got a subscriber. I gained subscribers super slow. It really means a lot to me. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you sticking around to the end, you little freak. You stayed this long and listened to an opinion you don't agree with. That's awesome. A lot of respect to you for being an adult. If you hated this video, you're probably a fan of iDubbbz. Your mother probably doesn't love you. You probably enjoy playing Tetris, and you can go get bent.
The show is over, but you're still here hanging around. Why don't you hit subscribe?